Russia's foreign ministry has condemned the murder of international Red Cross employee here in the city of Donetsk, calling on an immediate and better international investigation into the circumstances of his death. Moscow has also accused Kiev of trying to avoid responsibility for these and other deaths of other civilians here in Donetsk as well as throughout eastern Ukraine. The 38-year-old citizen of Switzerland died in the shelling of one of the central residential areas here in Donetsk late on Thursday, and we hear that there were at least 6 other shells landed also in the very heart of the city, targeting several apartment buildings, a garage and a shop. All this is happening at the time when there is technically a ceasefire here in the region, and I have to say that if there is any peace here, then it is a very fragile one. It is not safe here in the city of Donetsk. The residential areas, including central ones, were targeted several times in the last few days. We witness sporadic fire here and there, and we see constant clashes continuing at and around the city's airport, where the new terminal is taken by the anti-government forces and the old terminal is occupied by Ukraine's military, and they're exchanging fire day and night, and we hear heavy artillery almost all the time, and we see that civilians are continuing to die, and of course they are those who pay the highest price for this instability and violence.
The morgue is the first place that people in eastern Ukraine go to check when their relatives or friends go missing, not a hospital or police. They have come to expect bad news after 5 months of conflict. This is where we meet 70-year-old Luba. She came here looking for her husband. On Wednesday, a bus and a bus station were hit by a shell. Here is another one. This one didn't explode, but the first was enough to kill at least 6 people. Luba was telling me that she doesn't want to believe that her husband was among them when she was invited inside, and the news came. The morgue worker gives her a sedative. Minutes later, she asks us to help call her daughter to let her know. The 76-year-old Nikolai was among 13 civilians brought to the morgue following shelling in the residential area of Donetsk, increasing the overall death toll to more than 1,400 in the region. Dmitry, the head of Donetsk's main morgue, fears that this number will continue to rise.
20 bodies have arrived over the past 24 hours. Among them are 11 civilians who were killed by shell explosions. Last week there were also many civilian deaths, and I'm not even counting the soldiers.
It seems that the locals' fears are coming true. RT in Donetsk, eastern Ukraine.